May I come in, sir?
Yes, please do.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
ma'am.
Please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
You're Mr. Ravikant.
Yes, sir.
Ravikant, are you vaccinated
Yes, sir.
fully?
Yes, sir.
Please remove your mask then. Comfortable?
Yes, sir.
So, Ravikant, I would like to inform my fellow board members that Ravikant is basically from Haryana
Yes, sir.
and he studied mathematics from University of Delhi.
Yes, sir.
I can also see that forestry and mathematics are your optional subject and you like traveling.
Yes, sir.
These are the things are there in my def and I have informed the board. Is there anything else you would like to inform?
Sir, I have recently joined NABARD.
NABARD.
Yes, sir. As an assistant manager.
Okay. Since?
Recent, sir, from 1st June.
Fine, Ravikant. You're already with the government organization in a sense. You want to become a Forest Service officer.
Yes, sir.
Why? Just because you were unemployed till recently and you wanted a job, or you believe that there is something passionate about being in Forest Service?
Right from my childhood days, I have seen the people from joining All India services. From my family also, one person is there who have cracked UPSC. And right from my childhood days, I want to join in All India services. That's why I'm preparing from last 2 to 3 years, and my studies also inclined towards it. And I'm passionate towards joining Indian Forest Services because, sir, I think it has a very diverse role in ecology and environment development, and I will be very much close to Mother Nature, and I think my soul will be very satisfactory for the contribution of ecology and environment development in the country, sir.
See, Ravikant, it's between you and me. I mean, the men versus men. The fact is, right from the inception of the humankind, when the women were the food gatherer and men were the hunters,
yes,
we are the ones who are destroying the environment. Don't you agree?
Sir, I agree with this, that we are destroyer.
We means the men, the male fox.
The men are the destroyer and the creator of this human environment. We are also creator. That's we conserve environment. We do plantation. Recently, we not destroying in the sense for our development purposes. We are destroying it. And
you're not getting my concern. My concern is the male fox, the men, not the women, are the destroyers of the environment. It was the women who were the food gatherer, who were living with the environment. We went hunting, we went burning, we went agriculture, we went whatever disaster that came to the environment. That was the creation of men, M-A-N-M-E-N, male thing. So do you believe that women should actually be there in the forest services, handling the whole affair? Because our history is really checkered.
Yes, sir. There is a
gender angle to it. This is what I am referring to.
There is a gender imbalance in the forestry services. Women are less in these services, and I think they should come ahead and take this role also. Previously, if I talk about, sir, men, we do agriculture, we are primitive, then we developed ourselves, we do develop our agriculture, not destroying the natural forests. And I don't think so now we are we are developed to conserve the environment, sir. Not basically that the man is destroying environment for hunting and gathering is also prohibited now. So historically it is for survival, but what civilization has created, we are in the stage that we are not in. You're
coming from Haryana.
Yes, sir.
Haryana is irrigated land primarily because of the canals.
Yes, sir.
Canals themselves have huge ecological cost.
Yes, sir.
What are these?
So, first one is the to dig a canal, we have to encroach upon forests. So, destruction of forest is one thing. The second one is there is a repercussion effect of destruction of forest on the watershed development in the region. The change of course of rivers or also that will affect on the local regions. The second one is the destruction of habitat of the animals who are living in that area, and we are digging canal to get irrigated, more irrigated land under irrigation. So these 2 points, I think, sir, we are hampering the environment or forest, sir.
Anyways, thank you.
You are a runner, 100-meter sprint. Who is presently the record holder of 100-meter sprint?
Sir, it's Usain Bolt, 9.58 seconds.
Okay. Have you heard of Ben Johnson?
Not, sir.
Very famous. Okay, fine. Read about Ben Johnson, who is Indian record holder of 100-meter.
Sir, I'm not able to recall its name, sir, but I know the timings.
Fine. You love having knowledge of cars. So if you have to compare two cars, Creta and Brezza.
Yes.
So give a comparison of these two cars.
Sir, Brezza is a car from Maruti Suzuki, and Creta is from Kia company. And these are both are in same price segment.
Creta is from which company?
Hyundai, sir. And these two cars basically in the same price segment, Brezza and Creta. The basically major difference is Hyundai is more focusing on the comfortability and the technology they are giving in Creta, which we have seen the Brezza that have not so much technology upgradation in that car. Now Maruti Suzuki has upgraded one model of it recently, Brezza, and sir, the basically difference of mileage, sir, and the technology and the comfortability. These major three.
And what is the price bracket?
So price bracket is for Creta is start from around 10.51 lakhs to 14 lakhs, and Brezza starts around, sir, 9 lakhs to 11 or 12 lakhs.
That's very good. You have a good knowledge of cars. And as a DFO, if you have to buy a sturdy vehicle, which vehicle will you recommend to the government?
Sir, I recommend Maruti Suzuki, sir, Ciaz, sir.
In the forest?
In the forest, sir, I will recommend Thar, sir.
Thar?
Yes, sir.
Is that cost effective?
Its starting range is, sir, around 15 lakhs. But we need 4x4 cars in forest. So starting from 4x4 segment in India, it's only Thar that's starting. There is Scorpio is also there. It's all around the same price segment.
Maruti Gypsy is also there, 4x4?
Yes, sir. Maruti Gypsy.
That is a cheaper option.
But the model are, sir, Gypsy is not producing yet now, sir.
Okay, fine. Who is father of social forestry?
I don't know, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay. Do you know the meaning of GIS?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, it's Geographical Information Systems.
How GIS is used to monitor or see the implementation of forestry activities in the forest?
Sir, Geographical Information System is a computer-assisted program technology where we have created different uses, like if we want have a watch on rivers. So from a one picture we have differentiated into 8 or 10. Like if we want about the buildings, about the greenery, so we split into 7 photos. We just see only the rivers around in that area, and also about the buildings and also the greenery in
Please enumerate the applications.
Sir, application first is we get a data of the riverbed first, and the second one is the forest canopy density we get also from GIS, and the third one is we can GIS mapping of various tourist hotspots, ecotourism spots. So from these we can we take help in forestry, sir.
Thank you.
Ravikant.
Yes, ma'am.
So you want to join Forest Service. Can you tell me what is your vision for Indian forests?
And my vision is that as per recent report of Indian State Forest report, that the forest has increased in plantation rather than natural regenerated forest. As per the report of FAO, the 92% increase in forest plantation rather than natural regenerated forest. I think that the forest plantation will be more benefit if we grow along with the natural forest, because natural forest plantation will not provide a habitat to the high endemic species. So this will, I think the vision should be we have to increase our natural regenerated forest and do forest plantation along with the natural regenerated. That will be more holistic and future development, ma'am.
But you are from Haryana. What is the forest cover of Haryana?
Ma'am, forest cover is 3.63% of total geographical area, ma'am.
So it is very low, and
Yes.
there is land availability is also low.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you are posted there and you have to increase forest area, what will you do?
Ma'am, first, the Haryana have a two natural landscape. The first one is Lower Shivalik in Yamunanagar, northern Haryana, and second one is Arauli, South Haryana. There is large encroachment we are seeing in Arauli due to the increased business of real estate in Gurgaon. We have to control this to have a greater forest in South Arauli. And also the drier region of central Haryana, we do plantation that are more climate vulnerable, like Acacia nilotica, the species which are tolerate to the dry regions in Sirsa where low rainfall. So we do plantation in central Haryana so that the non-forest area will be increased in Haryana, ma'am.
Okay. So you have studied forestry.
Yes, ma'am.
So differentiate between herbaria and arboreta.
I'm not able to recall it.
You're not able. What is herbaria?
I don't.
You don't know. Okay. So you also watch sci-fi movies?
Yes, ma'am.
Suggest 5 sci-fi movies to me.
Ma'am, one is Stranger Things, second one is Transformer, and third one is Iron Man, and fourth one is Wolverine, and fifth one is, ma'am, Prince of Persia, ma'am.
You're confusing fantasy with fiction, science fiction?
No, sir. It's science. These are science fiction movies.
Okay. So tell me, these are two very extreme fields. So science and nature. So you are a science enthusiast and you want to live in nature. Two very extreme. How will you reconciliate?
Science we can reconciliate with the help of technology with the nature. Like recently, ecotourism has a potential in country. We can integrate Internet of Things so that we can increase our ecotourism. First one is there, and the second one is the use of remote sensing, so that we can have a account of forestry in our country.
You'll put huge electrical lines and Wi-Fi and everything in forest?
We have to put, because electricity have to be reached there to the people who are extreme at the ends.
Okay, thank you,
Good
Ravikant.
morning. You said Internet of Things with ecotourism.
Yes.
So very interesting. Then what actually is the concept of ecotourism? Like it's about minimizing the footprints and all.
Internet of Things we can integrate with the ecotourism is like, now recently we search for anything. We have suggestions like if we search one things, we have n numbers of suggestions. This we can integrate if we do IoT. We have n number of suggestions for the ecotourisms. Like you can visit.
What do you understand by Internet of Things exactly?
Internet of Things, artificial intelligence.
Okay. Actually, tell me what happened in Convention of Biodiversity last summit, which was held in March. What were the agendas discussed?
I don't know.
What are IT targets?
And these are biodiversity targets set in 2010.
Okay. And then which convention have you studied then? Which international convention related to environment and sustainable development?
Recently, United Nations formed a convention, COP26 Glasgow.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
IPCC came with its recent report. Which report was it?
It's 6th report, ma'am.
6th report. What were the findings and recommendations, and how was it different from the earlier IPCC 4 and 5?
Exactly, I don't know about the previous. The recent findings of recent IPCC findings is that the target of controlling the temperature 2 degrees Celsius before industrial level will be difficult if we go with the same pace.
So that has been the finding from IPCC 1. We don't have any new finding then. In that sense, IPCC in itself has run its course and utility. IPCC report.
I will not read it elaborate.
Okay, no problem. If I ask you in context of international relations, apart from Russia and US, which other three countries are most important for us? Which three countries do you think?
First one is the Gulf countries.
One, not a group.
One is UAE.
Why?
UAE is, ma'am, because we have third largest trade with the UAE, and we have high remittances from UAE. There are lots of people who have employed there.
Okay.
The three reasons are there. And second one is the Japan.
Okay.
We are historically a great trading partner, and we are working jointly for the Asia-Africa growth.
Okay.
And the third country is Brazil, I think, ma'am.
Brazil.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What potential do you see there?
I think e-vehicle potential. We have high reserve of lithium cobalt.
Okay.
So we can enhance our.
So what kind of relations do we have now? Do we have some kind of arrangement with them, or some treaty, or which is the grouping where we interact with Brazil?
Ma'am,
apart from BRICS?
There is regional grouping of Mercosur, ma'am. I'm not able to recall its full name. So we have with the.
Okay, my last question to you. You emphasize Japan.
Yes.
Which are the groupings where Japan and India both are the members?
Ma'am, first is the Quad group, and second one is Asia-Africa growth
corridor. Okay, thank you.
Ravi,
Yes, ma'am.
recently government has given decision that GEM, that is Government E-Marketplace, would be available for cooperatives.
Yes.
So first tell me, what is GEM and what is the difference between SHGs and cooperatives?
Ma'am, Government E-Market place is that we procure from small MSMEs directly by the government. We have dedicated e-marketing. So this is one government e-marketing place.
Okay, continue.
The self-help groups are the informal groups created by in 1995 by NABARD. They are we make a group of 10 people to have a institutionalized credit to them.
Is it the limit, the legal limit of 10 people? Because they are in, you just said they are informal groups.
Initially, if we have to register a self-help group, the minimum number is 10. Then at the passage of time, the number will increase.
And how is it different from cooperatives? Even cooperatives is, the ownership is with a number of people.
Cooperative is a financial system, defined financial system, and it is defined in acts, ma'am.
Amul is a cooperative or SHG?
Ma'am, Amul is a cooperative.
And it's a financial system?
Ma'am, financial system is that, ma'am, it's a statutory system that we have ingrained in our constitution, cooperatives.
Okay, so this has constitutional backing, whereas
Yes,
SHGs doesn't have
not have
constitutional backing. Okay, why do you say that SHGs are more with women and cooperatives are more with men, the membership?
For self-help group, the women tendency is that they have a management and the saving power. We club them because the successful models of self-help groups who are women-driven are basically more credit worthiness, if we talk about it. And these successful model is because they have not so much proper job employment, we call organized job employment. So we created them in a group so that they have a financial independence. So that's why they are successful.
Okay. Can you tell me, have you heard about vermin? Vermin, V-E-R-M-I-N, vermin animals?
Yes.
Okay, so don't you think that when it is said that culling of vermin is allowed, and sometimes these are legal things to be taken off, it is a very anthropogenic view to cull animals because they are declared as vermin. What's your say on this?
Yes, ma'am. It's a violation of PETA, first of all. And vermin, the government has legalized it because it can harm the local population.
That's what I'm saying. It has a very anthropogenic take.
Yes, ma'am.
We have cleared the forest, and that is why the animal habitat was destroyed. and now we are killing them because we say that they are spilling over in the human population.
Ma'am, in my opinion, that should not be. We have destroyed it, the forest, and now we are killing them. In my opinion, that if the extent of the encroaching upon the human population, we should measure it. If it is very harming the local population, then we should do it. Otherwise, the government should, or the force should take a step to
kill them. Okay, my just last question, one word question. Amongst fundamental rights, TPSP and fundamental duties, which one is justiciable?
And fundamental rights are justiciable.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Ravikant.
Yes.
Ravikant, you have taken mathematics as your optional.
Yes.
And you have studied mathematics.
Yes.
What exactly is forest mensuration?
So, forest mensuration is a measuring the forest resources, like measuring the trees, and forest surveying comes in forest mensurations.
If we look at, say, the forest coverage, I understand that we can look from the satellite and then on the basis of this we can calculate. But if we have to calculate the height
Yes.
of the tree,
Yes, sir.
without actually physically going and doing it, what are the methods we can adopt? In general, I want to know what is that average height of tree in a particular forest. What is the likely way of doing it?
Sir, we do measurement by going to physical, that we measure by different instruments and different methods we used.
You are a mathematics student. I just want to know what are these methods?
We use triangle method, sir. Trigonometry method to measure the height of tree.
That will be to measure the height of all trees and then take average.
Sir,
You were recently discussing this IoTs and AI thing. Can we have a better method? Obviously, it is almost impossible to measure every tree height in forest.
yes, sir. We take an average. When we measure in a, we call it a area, that we measure some trees, and these species have, we make a table that this much as the age, then the tree will be this much as height. So we take these assumptions to exact the finding of.
So the satellites otherwise cannot measure the height of a place.
Yes, sir. Satellite cannot measure the height of the trees.
So how does for example, you have mentioned that you like going to hills, and if you are traveling, you know that the Google map actually tell you what altitude you are. How does it do?
Sir, actually I don't know about the exact technology used by Google to find an altitude respect to the sea level. So I can't say much about it, sir.
Okay, let's stay with the tracking thing. I mean, you have mentioned traveling to hills. There's close concepts. For example, there is mountaineering, there is trekking, there is trailing, there is hiking. What is the difference?
Mountaineering is the climbing of mountains, sir. A recent vertical height, we
vertical height. So, which angle will decide that it is mountaineering and it is not? Okay, mountaineering is done. What else? Hiking, trailing and trekking?
Trekking is, sir, we do in forest, horizontal increasing height, sir.
And?
I think hiking and trekking is something both
similar.
Nice
talking to you, Ravikant. Your interview is over. You can go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
Betcha. So, Ravikant, you have your interview day after tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
And is it going to be the first interview at the UPSC?
No, sir, I've given for CAPF.
CAPF, right. Ravikant, you are happy with your performance today, or there are areas you believe that you could have done a little better?
Yes, sir, I can do better, like technology things that I can do proper explain it.
See, Ravikant, you're already in a good service, right? And you'll be able to indicate it to the board, and the board will be interested in you. You carry good personality overall. Going by the persona, you are looking good. Your entry is good. Sitting posture is in general is good. There is a issue with the eye contact, but otherwise the verbal and non-verbal communications are in place. In the eye contact, see, there's no rocket science in it. It is very simple. Look at the person you're talking to.
Okay.
Done. Right? primarily you have to do this. You can have a glance here and there, but primarily you have to look at the person you're talking to.
Okay, sir.
No matter what advices so far you have received, just forget it. Why? Because this is the most natural thing to do.
Yes.
Okay? And it builds trust.
Yes.
If you're talking to me and looking somewhere else, it's not the better way of doing it, right? This is one thing. And the suggestion front, as I said, you're a good candidate. Overall, you're doing fine. And your preparation is not bad.
Yes.
It is just that at a few places, you end up into the guesswork without actually indicating that it's a guess, right? After a point, the board, there is a possibility that the board may get irritated, right? Or they will stop taking you that seriously. So it's a very simple thing. Integrity is the most important thing, right? Integrity is when you, if you're saying that you know it, then you have to. It is only in a situation when you actually know it, right? Okay. Rather than you, especially as you mentioned in the technology thing, it was not just the question of not giving details. It was also a question whether you actually intended that conversation to go in that direction or not.
Yes.
Tendency generally with some candidate is that they end up sprinkling the keywords. If they, for example, you're having a conversation with me and you realize that, oh, the board member is not really impressed with me. What will you do? You'll sprinkle the keywords, right? Technical words from jargons from here and there. Not really a nice thing to do at this level. This is a big level. They're the people sitting on that side of the table are 60, 65. They've given 30, 35 years into the service. They already understand now that the jargons are not the way forward as far as the personality is concerned, right?
Yes.
So there's no point.
Yes.
If they are discussing it, yes, discuss it in detail.
Okay, sir.
But don't try to impress by sprinkling these keywords. It will not go in your favor.
Okay, sir.
I mean, I'm not saying that don't use the keywords if it is important. Use it if it is important. If the board member is using it, discuss it.
Okay, sir.
But don't do it yourself unnecessary.
Okay, sir.
That is the only major suggestion I have, and it will not take 2 days. It will not take 2 hours. It will take only 10 minutes to realize that I will not be doing it. Done.
Okay, sir.
Right? Other things, knowledge-wise, you're doing very good. Don't worry about it. And even if there are some gaps, don't worry, because you don't have that kind of a time that worrying will help. Right? So there's no point. So just enjoy the conversation. That is important. Right? That's what, these are the suggestions I had. I'm sure you'll do very good.
Thank you so much.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.